Festy Hub
Yo, what's
Podcast.
going on, my fellow revelers? Welcome back to another episode of the Festy Hub Podcast. I'm your host, Manny, aka Frisky Hug, and today's guest is Beatbox Brian. Brian actually met at Groove Cruise on our way to Cabo, and he told me that he does beatboxing professionally. Then he was able to do kind of like a show at the Martian Circus, venue that they had at the ship. And I was like, dude, honestly, it'd be really cool to kind of get you on the podcast. We could talk about like your journey and stuff like that. So that's what today's gonna be. It's a shorter episode. We were kind of on a time crunch when we kind of recorded it, but we covered everything that we needed to talk about. And as for life updates, right now I'm actually going to be in Art With Me. It's over in Miami, so we're about to leave in an hour. But I'm uploading this episode. I should be there by then. But yeah. I don't really have anything else to talk about. We're getting pretty close to Christmas time, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, Beatbox Brian, guest for today, and enjoy the podcast.
All right, so I would like to welcome Beatboxing Brian to the podcast. Is it Brian Beatbox, or how do you do your introduction? You said Brian, huh? Hey, I'm just Brian.
I'm Brian, Beatbox Brian on the platforms.
It's funny when I was looking up, because we were drunk when we met, and I was looking at my thing, and I think I met somebody who was part of the Beatbox company, the week prior, and I was like, oh, that must be one of the guys I met from the Beatbox drink company, and I didn't realize that was your name from when we met.
Oh, I have seen that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so
yeah, it's funny because people will send that to me. They're like, "Hey, I'll get you some." I'm like, "Well, I don't drink, but that's okay." It's hilarious.
So for the viewers, me and Brian actually met on Groove Cruise. So we met actually in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, just randomly at the edge of the ship. We clicked and we just started hanging out. And then I just started, when you see somebody, this kind of relates to cars. You don't realize that you see so many Teslas until you own a Tesla. Wait, everyone owns a Tesla or a Jeep or a Mazda. So it's like that. When I saw you, I was like, wow, I actually see you a lot now because I just keep thinking about you when you pass by me. But that's something you would normally think about, oh, hey, I saw this guy 5 times. But since we met, I was like, wow, I actually saw you a good 15 times on the ship.
Which is weird because there were other people I was like, oh, I'm sure I'll see you again, and I didn't. But yeah, you and I kept being in the same place every time. It was awesome.
It's so funny. What got you kind of interested in going group cruises and that kind of stuff?
So my roommate Brooke Bridges got invited and as part of the influencer thing, and she was able to bring some guests, and so she just brought me along, and I didn't even know what the Groove Cruise was.
Yeah,
I don't know, and I show up and I'm like, this is crazy, and I'm loving it.
Yeah. Are you into EDM? Do you like EDM and stuff like that?
Yeah, 10 years ago, I went to raves with my sister all the time.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah, we went and saw Bass Nectar and Skrillex and Excision, and anyway, yeah, I would say that EDM totally influenced what I do, immensely. I was listening to dubstep in my car, no matter where I was going. Even before I could drive, I had my headphones in. I dubstep.
I saw you with your jacket and stuff, and I was like, oh, he's just one of the performers on the ship or something. When I first met you. And I completely just skipped on the intro, but if you wouldn't mind kind of giving a quick intro, who you are, what do you do, and stuff like that.
Okay. Beatbox Brian. I am from Utah. I live in Los Angeles, and let's see. I run a live stream agency. I live stream on a few different platforms. Most recently, it's TikTok virtual reality live streaming, brand new.
Oh, shit.
And actually, I don't know how much I'm supposed to say about that. But then live,
you're spilling state secrets and shit.
Yeah, anyway. And then just a few other platforms. And so I've just been doing live streaming for about 3 years. Been in the live stream industry, and I mainly beatbox on there, and I DJ and produce music and stuff, play a couple instruments. And so I've just been doing music for, I don't know, it's funny because when I was younger, I didn't listen to music at all. In fact, I was like, you're going to hurt your ears, you're going to ruin your hearing. And And then for my 13th birthday, I think, I got an iPod, like the original. And I was like, this is weird. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. Like,
Dude, I was so anti iPods and iPhones and whatever at first. Like I had one of those really small MP3 players. It was just like a basic MP3, but that's what I use. Bro,
yeah.
I don't know if I was just poor or old, but like I was literally carrying one of those cassette players, like the Walkmans. Like that's how
nice.
I don't know if it's because I'm old or because I'm poor. One of the two.
Well, I mean, it's because you're cool. That's what it is.
I'm so quirky.
Yeah, but yeah, like even prior to that, like I guess I sang in choir, right? But I didn't really do much music.
I did too.
Yeah, so
choir boys.
Awesome, man. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to sing some harmonies in a minute here.
Dude, I my voice got worse. I got raspier. I used to be a tenor. I'm like more of a baritone now.
Yeah. I would say me too, actually. Probably.
Yeah.
I was like a first tenor and probably kind of second tenor now.
Yep.
But yeah, growing up, just mainly did that. Like, got an iPod and it's kind of like, okay, whatever. I guess I'll listen to some music, and then and then it was all downhill from there. And in the best way.
Uphill.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like finding music on like, because my sisters had, I don't know, they'd like rip MP3s from whatever. And so that's like the only music that I could find. But then I was exposed to the internet, and then I was able to download, music and stuff. And then YouTube with all of the underground EDM artists and that.
Yep.
And so, like Caspa and Rusko and Scream with a K, I think. Those were like some of the first like dubstep artists, as far as I know. And I was there right at the beginning listening to all that stuff. And then I heard about this dubstep producer that was working with his beatboxer by the name of Reaps One, who, if you know the beatbox world at all, everyone knows Reaps One. He was kind of the first beatboxer I ever heard that was like the real deal. So I listened to some Reaps One and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing ever. It was like, he did like throat bass and stuff. And I was like, this is crazy.
I mean, I think beatboxing is just like a really cool talent. And I think when I was like very excited when you told me like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be at the Martian Circus at this time and like be there if you because I wanted you to beatbox. And you're like, no, if you're gonna listen to me, you're gonna do it while I'm like performing at the Martian Circus. So you forced me to go to listen to you beatbox.
That's not what happened. You were like, wait, when can I go? No,
yeah. I'm so quirky.
No, it was funny because it was the weirdest like venue for that, but it was the one that I could actually do. I was actually, it's funny because there were all these DJs that I met and I beatboxed, with like for them a little bit, and they're like, dude, that's awesome, we should work together. But it never worked out where I was on stage with any of them. So I was on stage with a live drum set.
God, man,
live,
I just
and then the magician.
I could just see your beatboxing in a really cool like DJ set. I just like I don't know, man. There's like I wish like I mean maybe you already are, and I'm just like not really all there with knowing, but like I mean it'd be cool to see you like at EDC Las Vegas, like a song that you produce with like a DJ, and it's just like I'm gonna pretend I could know how to be like.
That's it. Hey, that's my song.
Yeah,
hey, I'm calling my lawyer. That you stole my song.
I already trademarked it, bro. You're done. You're done.
Crap.
Bro, think about trademarking, right? I always get scared that like I should trademark all of my shit, like obviously the podcast and my name, because I was like, dude, if somebody really hated me and stuff, and they actually had the money to just throw at things, they could be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna trademark your name and stuff like that. That would suck.
Yeah, that like trademark law in the United States, or copyright law or whatever. Patent law, all of it. It's all corrupt as far as I can tell.
Are you into Marvel? Do you watch like Marvel stuff? And
yeah.
Okay, so like the She-Hulk series came out, and there was a section where one of the supervillains or one of the ladies or whatever that was in the show, she was suing She-Hulk for the She-Hulk brand name because that's what she was titling like her brand now.
Oh.
She just had to trademark it first, and there was a whole episode on it. I'm like, bro, this is like, first of all, I like Marvel because it's like mostly like make believe, but this shit's getting way too real. Like
weird. I haven't heard about any of that.
Yeah,
I have to look into that. Yeah, there were these. There was this whole documentary that I watched about these people in Texas that were just like suing everybody, and then you'd go to like show up, and then there was just a sticky note on this door, and this was like the business that was suing you, and it was uninhabited, and there's this whole family dynamic where the judges were like corrupt, and then their kids were the ones out suing everyone all over the country for for like weird stuff that didn't make. It was like this loophole that they were exploiting, and there was nothing you could really do about it except for settle in court with them, you know. And then finally it got fixed because the guy that decided to fight it, and that he's the one who made the documentary about it. But it still is like there's just so much chaos there. So it is scary. Like I don't know the best way to go about doing stuff. Like I always want to go plant my flag on the new social media platforms.
Yeah, I mean, with people like us, right, that were rely very, very highly on like social media marketing and stuff like that, for somebody to just trademark our names or our brand, our personal brands out of spite, that would suck. Like that's just dumb. It's like why waste your money? I could just rebrand. It's not a big deal, right? It is what it is. But it's just something that
now that we're talking about it, we should probably figure out how to do that ourselves before this gets put out there.
I know, right? It's done. It's like I hate that guy. You're right. I'm gonna
screw that guy. Oh gosh.
I think in the court of law, as long as you can somehow prove that you've been using that brand or name before that was trademarked by somebody else, you could usually fight it. I have a suggestion, not suggestion. I have a God damn it. That's what happens when you drink too much. Could you beatbox for us? Could you? Because I gotta listen to you during the Martian Circus, but I think some of the viewers would probably be very interested, like some beatboxing.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks. So
spotlight.
Beatboxing's fun. You've got your drum set in front of you, so you just imagine your kick drum. You got your hi hat,
right?
Your snare, and then you put it all together for the. And then you blow. Do the baseline, drop the bass low, and then you drop the bass. I'm just making it up on the fly.
Bro, someone's gonna snip this and put it in a song. Just take full credit.
Dang it, no! That's mine. Copyright it again.
Damn it!
I'm a lawyer.
Bamboozled again.
Bamboozled.
How did you learn to beatbox? How did that start?
I started playing drums when I was 13, and then I feel like all drummers beatbox a little bit. And so, hey, do that one beat.
Oh yeah, actually that would make a little bit, right? Sense. Yeah.
And then I started producing music. Started on GarageBand on my computer.
Mm-hmm. What kind of music?
Just whatever loops were available on GarageBand. It's just dragging loops together. And learning music theory and stuff. I was on Wikipedia all the time. And it was fun because I was in school and I did well on tests, but I got lazy with homework and I didn't, study that much.
Yeah.
But it was weird. I found myself like studying and taking notes and just like really digging into music theory. I was like, dude, this is crazy. This is the stuff I enjoy.
Music theory is something that you like really take in, like if you're gonna take a class on anything, music theory is a very like universal thing to learn. Like and I think like most people will get into music at some point in their lives where like music theory would just be a good thing to know.
Yeah. It's interesting. I was on a podcast with this channel called T-Core, the King of Random.
Mm-hmm.
They're awesome. You should go look them up. They have like 12 million subs on YouTube. They're like making all these science videos and stuff. And so I was making a video with them yesterday, and it's like a beatbox science video, like the science of it. How does it work? And during the podcast portion of it, we were talking about some of the same stuff. And I realized in that moment that the fact that I got into music was probably because I liked math. So I was always doing numbers and stuff, which you wouldn't suspect, right? But I made the connection. The thing that I like about music is that I don't know. I like the science behind it. I like,
E equals MC squared. Love it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Bernoulli's principle. All these things. Anyway, and then like in college, I took an audio physics class and learned the science behind all of it. But anyway, the reason that I think math. I realized that doing math and learning music, at least like getting involved with that, they like worked together in my brain. And I realized recently, if I need to count something really fast, like if I'm tapping really fast, it's easier for me to count in eights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, you're so funny.
And it's because my brain just is used to that. It's like I can feel I can count to 64.
Yeah. That's so funny because then you're talking into also like dancing, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
and it's math because it's base 2. It's zeros and ones, you know, and so you can anyway.
And
the whole
pi
thing,
equals 1 point now.
yeah, 3.1 for 159. I could keep going. Anyway. So I just had a piece of pie. Village Inn. It's Wednesday night.
People actually have like all like the pies written all across their room, and I was like, this serves zero purpose.
Holy!
I just love how useless your wall is.
Well, that's funny, and I think we actually it was at least a joke, but I feel like one of my roommates did the same thing, but rather than pie, it was HOOO. Holy crap! That was the whole room.
But that's funny. Yeah. That serves purpose.
So we'd always just something crazy would happen, and we'd all like in a circle in unison, like oh.
I'm a sucker for things that are funny, right? Like one of my buddies gave my other friend a Christmas present, and it was a shirt, and it said on there, "I'm here for the gangbang."
Oh gosh,
shit like that. I'm like, if it cracks me up, it has purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What got you started into then going from learning beatboxing and stuff like that into like, hey, I want to start like my YouTube channel and stuff?
Okay, good question. Yeah, so yeah, I guess I touched on a lot of subjects, but I didn't really tie them together super well. So
we're tying them together now. It's okay.
Yeah. Little kid liking math and numbers, and then suddenly getting into music, dubstep, and then producing. And the producing led to like music theory, which helped me learn how to construct a beat.
Nothing in the world says that we can't just be diverse in our own ways. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and everything. I don't know. All these things that seem to be different did build upon each other.
Yeah.
And so, and then my family works in the film industry, so
shit, what do they do?
My dad's a gaffer. You know what that is?
What is a gaffer? Sorry.
If you've ever watched the credits of a movie, you'll see gaffer and best boy electric and all these, grip and electric, all these different names. The gaffer does the lighting.
Okay, cool.
It's like the head electrician on set.
I've actually met, speaking of lighting, God dang it, what is that really famous singer? Singer. not me 1 beer in. Shit. What is that famous ginger? Sorry, is ginger allowed? Am I allowed to say ginger? What's that redheaded like singer? Very famous. Regardless, some really famous like redheaded guy that's like
Ed Sheeran?
Ed Sheeran. So I actually,
oh my gosh, yeah. Okay.
I actually knew Ed Sheeran's touring lighting guy. He did all the lights and stuff for Ed Sheeran, and I was super random, useless information that I just spread out. Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Well, it's funny because Ed Sheeran's part of my story.
Oh shit, go on.
Yeah, that's so crazy you bring him up because, I was doing film stuff, whatever, but then I was like, gosh, I need to do more music. It's just what I love. And so I got a loop pedal, and it's the same one that Ed Sheeran used early on. It's the Boss RC20, I believe.
Okay.
And I learned Ed Sheeran songs, and I'd play them in loop, and it was so fun. And it was like, you get instant feedback. Was I out of tune? Yes.
My God.
Was my rhythm off? Yes. And so it was like the fastest way, like the quickest way to fail correctly to like get input back so you could pivot and make it like a better decision. So suddenly I could like
pretty cool though.
Harmonize with myself.
Yeah.
When I never really could before. And then I could harmonize with other people because I had to practice those skills with looping, and then suddenly my rhythm was a lot better and stuff like that. So yeah, and looping is so hard. So much respect for Ed Sheeran. Because if you mess up, it keeps going for the whole song. Like you have, it's not like riding a bike. Like if you don't keep practicing, then you mess up. Like you can't just slack on looping. Like anyway, but then I got the Boss RC505, so it's a big one meant for beatboxers.
Okay.
And I was doing live gigs and stuff, and then I started making videos of things, and then I started live streaming on Bigo, and then after that, moved to Los Angeles. My friend Brooke that I brought up, we met on that app, and it was during COVID. I was like on my broadcast, I was like, I think I want to move to LA, but I have no idea because all my friends from Bigo seem to be out in LA, and I went out there
Yeah,
once
it's just
and met
easier to
a bunch of
be
them.
around people that can help you grow. You can help each other, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to move to LA too. I mean, I'm originally from California, but I was gonna move to LA because like all the content creators are there, dude. If I go to LA, I can bust out like 5 videos a day easily with all my friends that are there.
Yeah.
And, I moved to Orlando for different reasons, more of like the production level of networking here. It's a little bit
Yeah.
different, so
And the tax incentives, I'm sure. There's
I mean, the gas is like $2.50 or $3 here. Over there, it's like $7. So
oh gosh, yeah. I mean,
wait, you're there. You're right. You're down there right now.
yeah. Well, right now I'm in Utah actually,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, I just like was traveling recently, with family. Thanksgiving
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah. It's like say here. I don't know.
Well, yes. What else? Without getting political or whatever, California's a great place for those reasons. Yeah, like I went out there and I was hanging out with people, and these are my people. Like we're all talking in accents, playing games together, and it's just so fun. So I was like, I should move back out there. And my friend Brooke was in my broadcast, and she was like, "Wait, my roommates are moving out, and I'm actually trying to find someone. And with COVID, it's so hard to find someone right now. Like, you should come move in." I was like, "Okay." Like,
it's awesome. I love how things just work out.
Yeah, and 2 years later, I still live there, and like she and I are still good friends, and things are still working out great. And it's just been a weird thing because it was during COVID, and I moved there because I was locked down, right? And like my roommates in Utah weren't doing as much of the stuff that I was doing, and I was like, well, if I'm going to be quarantined with people, it'd be fun to do it with content creators.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I move in with people that are on TikTok. She has like 2 million followers on TikTok.
Yeah,
and
like-minded people.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, right after I moved to LA, Utah opened up. And then there were all these jobs in Utah, so I was traveling back and forth a bunch. I ended up spending more time in Utah. And
I've been to Utah a few times. I've been to they hosted a few drive-in raves, so I would go to Utah every once in a while.
Which raves?
Singularity. It was a Singularity drive-in rave, and they had another one.
Drive-in rave.
During COVID.
What? Oh, during COVID. Oh, okay, I get it.
I mean, I had to make content, right? I'm a festival content creator, and I had to go to festivals with no festivals. It was really hard to do.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Difficult. That's like that part in Frozen where he's like, I sell ice and we're in a blizzard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like, I'm out of a job, yeah. I do, yeah.
Doing my best here.
Illegal to do festivals, and that's my job. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, where was it?
It was in Salt Lake. Yeah, Salt Lake City.
Cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was going. I would have been. I would have gone. That's fun.
I should have invited you. I didn't know you at the time.
In retrospect, yeah. Next time.
I got you the next pandemic.
Yeah, hit me up next time for sure. Cool. Yeah. So, LA.
You still haven't answered why you started YouTubing. Like, what got you started?
Yeah.
When did you get started with that?
So the live streaming kind of led to that. So,
okay.
My roommate Brooke was friends with some other TikTokers that came and stayed at our place. Well, okay. So Ezgazim and Yakari, they're from Turkey, and then there's the Nafati brothers, the Nafati twins. And I don't know, people on your podcast might have heard of some of them, but
probably.
I made a bunch of videos with them, and then they reached out to Pennywise, the Pennywise of TikTok. Made some videos with him as well. And so I was just hanging out with these. They all have millions of followers. In fact, I think the Nafati twins have like 18 million followers on TikTok right now.
Must be nice.
Like 17 million, which is nuts. Yeah, these guys. And they were so encouraging and uplifting and like, bro, if you want to make videos, let's help you. You know, and they're like making videos with me and stuff. And it was the funnest like month of content creation I've ever had. So it's just like
that's my issue, man. It's like all of my friends with millions of followers are in LA, and then I'm here in Orlando. Like I don't know anyone with millions of followers on TikTok. Like it's just
it's in LA. You just like run into people. In fact, I'm at Panera just like down the road, and I see like some other guy that I watch who has millions of followers, and I'm like,
like y'all trying to do like 3 quick TikToks, no big deal, like.
That's how it goes. Everyone just, in the streets, hey, let's film something real fast. Boop, boop, boop.
Everyone's got their ring lights and shit.
Yeah, walking around with it in their back pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I made some TikToks, and finally the one with Pennywise, that one, the algorithm liked it, and it got like 1 million views. And then I took that same video and posted it on a bunch of other platforms. And then YouTube Shorts, for some reason, it really liked it, and so it took that same video, and I posted it a few different times, gave it different titles just to like mess around with the algorithm with YouTube Shorts.
How did that work? Did it help a little bit?
So between all of them, there's like 80 million views on that one video.
Holy shit.
It's just nuts. And so literally like from that one video, and I've been posting a bunch of other videos, tutorials and other just fun content and
so
stuff.
The algorithm is okay if you like repost the video twice, basically.
Weirdly enough, yes. Which
good to know.
Well, the thing is, I don't think they like it because I definitely overdid it, and so I don't know. I might have a problem with like monetizing and stuff. I don't actually know. I was like just made a new channel and just posted a bunch of stuff on there, and then I looked back like a week later and I had 2,000 subscribers. I'm like, what the heck? Where'd that come from? And now I'm at 173,000 right now.
Fuck, I'm over here happy with like my 1.6K. I have like multiple YouTube channels. I've restarted different career paths. So like I like to just start fresh versus using the same platform from a different career choice. But
well, the weird thing is with podcast, like with the format that you're doing, you probably have the opportunity of making more money from your channel than I do from my channel, because I'm only shorts. I'm not on the YouTube long form monetization platform or whatever. I'm not monetized basically. I'm part of the shorts fund, but it's a small amount that they pay. Starting next year, there's going to be more opportunities for shorts creators to make like actual money in comparison to the long form videos. So that might change things. But I
do love if somebody's like watching my podcast. It's gonna be like, and if they watch the whole thing, you're looking at about 30 minutes to an hour worth of like actual view time, right? So it's in one way it is kind of nice like that. People who do watch my stuff, they watch the whole thing. We're looking at a lot of view times, so it's like monetization. I guess in the future, probably them.
Exactly. Yeah. It's
Spotify sponsor me.
Yeah. Right here, Spotify. Send over your people. We got a guy.
I sent over an application. I don't think I got hired.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know either. I'm just figuring it out.
Yeah. It's funny because I didn't know how it worked. It says you need 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 new subscribers in the past year.
Yep.
And I had like tens of thousands of watch hours, some like even 100. I don't know. It was a ton, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, I should go monetize. And the button wasn't there. I was like, what's going on? Why?
Yeah.
And I didn't realize there was even a difference between shorts and long form,
so
because it wasn't quite there yet.
Like my shorts do pretty well. That's what I thought so too. Like my shorts did so well that I was like, oh, let me see if I can just monetize now. But I'm still short. I think like 1,000 minutes or something. And I was like, dude, like just help a brother out,
Yeah. It sucked because I was at like 2,000 watch hours because I posted some long form stuff, and then I saw it start going backwards. And I was like, oh, what's going on? I didn't realize that it's like within the past 12 months. And then once my channel got older than 12 months, it started like dropping things off. And I was like, I thought I was doing something wrong. I thought it was I thought it was deleting some videos or not counting certain things. And anyway, so yeah, anyone out there that wants to help us with the back end, learning all this stuff.
There are people that know the algorithm a lot better than we do. I usually learn from a lot of my peers. I'm never afraid to ask questions, and I even one of my peers, I asked her like, would it be cool if you like help me out with my podcast? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I could do. Even if I'm not doing anything wrong, can I be better? You know what I mean? So I don't ever take away from learning from somebody else. So I think I could always learn more and be better, of course. What was I gonna say? You have, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. My bad. What events do you have coming up? Do you have any events at all that you have coming up, festival wise, EDM wise, or was like since it was Groove Cruise, like, oh, just sudden, like you were just gonna wait for another sudden moment from Brooke?
Yeah, just waiting for the next one.
Yeah.
Um,
That's how my friends are. I literally told my friend, I was like, hey, you want to go to a festival like in 3 days? He's like, sure. I'm like, cool, I just got you guys listed.
that's so cool. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't have anything as far, like I haven't bought a ticket to any upcoming stuff, but what I'm really focused on is getting this live streaming stuff going. There's like a lot in the
Mhm.
pipeline right now. Um, and starting next month, I'm going to be doing live streaming for at least a few hours every day, probably. Um,
So
and
so there is like revenue really like in this streaming stuff that you're doing.
it's been surprisingly the most lucrative thing by far that I've
Ah,
done.
it's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, like it's been awesome. It's I always bring it up first because
Yeah.
YouTube literally is on the back burner. Like well, okay, figuratively, I don't have YouTube on the back burner. I have like so much less emphasis on it right now,
Mhm.
which I don't want to. I want to take it more seriously. So I'm going to be live streaming on YouTube
Okay.
along with TikTok and these other platforms. Probably on Twitch too. I think I'm going to try to use like Restream to like send stuff
I
everywhere.
forget. I mean, there's a lot of programs that you could do multiple live streamings, and they'll put it all on the same thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you
It'll
can just,
compile it and even bring all the comments from
yep,
everything in and
into one. Yep.
see all of it,
I was
which is
trying to get
cool.
into streaming for a while, but it's just like, man, it's just like it sucks because like when you just don't know, everything just seems harder, right? And it's like
Yeah,
it's always easier when somebody that is doing it just does it for you or helps teach you and does it in front of you so that you understand. Because
yeah.
without help, sometimes it just almost seems like it just takes like 3 times longer to figure it out.
Yeah, just the weird little things. You're like, what button do I push? Someone comes in and just beep. Okay, there we go.
Like
Like,
if I knew the things that I know now on like all this podcast stuff, dude, when I first started podcasting, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't even know what programs to use. I didn't know what cameras to use. I spent so much money on useless shit that didn't even work in the long run. I'm like, if somebody just knew how to do this for me, I wouldn't have been in this situation.
huh?
But in Orlando, I'm the only podcaster that I know.
Interesting.
So
Well, are you have you made any podcasts about podcasting, like tutorials or anything, helping people that were in your shoes?
I have actually, but we all do podcasting differently, which is funny, because there's so many programs, there's so many cameras, there's so many microphones, there's so much stuff that actually everyone's different anyways. So my only thing was I was gonna just copy somebody so I don't have to figure it out. I just do what they do, right? I
Yeah.
figured out my own way that works for me. I mean, it just took a little bit longer to figure it out, and I wasted a lot more money, but I think I've got a good. I mean, I got a pretty good setup, so I think I'm okay now.
Cool. Yeah, I'm still. I've done everything like from apps, and then I'll just use your
Mhm.
phone so far. Like in the film industry, we have done other things. So like professionally, I've been on set doing live stream stuff, with like these, OBS with
Mhm.
Restream.io and all these, plugins and
Yep.
stuff. In fact, recently it was apparently it was the largest suicide awareness live stream in the world. It's
Oh,
like pushed to the most anyway. And I was able to do a little beatbox segment on there
hell
for like
yeah.
2 minutes, which was so fun. And that's how I met that YouTube channel. It was like a friend of people that I
Yeah.
met there. The podcast that I did the other day. But yeah, they I show up as one of like the performers, right? But in the back end, I'm like spending the most time hanging out with them, like picking their brain about what tools they're using for the live streaming stuff and like
Yeah, which
what light, what
I
camera. And
kind of have like a question. Literally, what I was gonna ask you, like, what camera do you use?
well, right now this is all just my laptop because
Okay,
I'm traveling right now, so I don't have all my stuff.
what do you normally use?
So what? Literally just like a cheap DSLR, just like a Canon.
Hmm.
Um, and at this point, I haven't needed to have anything different. But for this live streaming stuff, that Yeah, there's probably not much I can say about that, honestly.
Don't get yourself in trouble, bro. don't 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 do it on my account. I promise.
Let's just say there's going to be in about a month or so. There's some new technology that I'm going to be working with. That's like, very very few people are doing, and super interesting stuff.
I just use my GoPro. The GoPro works just great. So I don't. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, cool. Oh,
yeah,
that's what you're using right now. This is a GoPro?
Yeah, this is a GoPro.
Do you have it like on the zoomed in setting? It's because you have like the super wide and it doesn't look like that. Is it like
I have no idea what setting I have it on, dude. I find the best setting and I just don't touch from there. I have the GoPro 8.
Okay.
I would love to get the GoPro 10 so I could like look at myself in the camera, but you know, it wasn't out yet when I got it. So
oh yeah.
But I do plan on getting like 10. I mean, I want to get another camera. If not, I'm just gonna get another GoPro because when I do have recording sessions, I just want to like record everybody's faces versus the entire thing. So I do want to get more setups with like cameras and stuff. Other than that, there is a camera that the problem is my podcasts are so long that I have to record for over a certain amount of time, and most cameras cut off at 29 minutes.
Right.
That's the issue. But I want to get.
GoPro doesn't do that, does it?
No, the GoPro does not. So GoPro just keeps going and going. But it is the G something. God dang it. I didn't write it down. I thought I wrote it down. Nope. There's a camera and it doesn't cut off on time limit. It just keeps going. But it's like $2 grand. Do I want to invest $2 grand right now on a camera? My GoPro's doing just fine. So
yeah, those are for tax purposes. Normally they have to categorize it as like a cinema camera or whatever to be able to go past that. So it's like
blew my mind.
For no reason. Like the cameras have the capability to do it. But they shut off and you're like, ugh. But yeah,
ridiculous.
These cinema camcorder, I don't know, but there's like the Sony EX3. It's like some really old one. But it's one of those that you hold on your shoulder and it has everything built in. It's like, people on the football field running.
Yeah.
It's one of those kind of cameras. And so that's what I've used in the past for live streaming because that one stays going the whole time. And you can zoom in real time. Like it has basically everything you need, but it only shoots 1080p. It's like pretty old tech at this point.
Ugh, I could never. 1080?
Gross.
Yeah, I should probably upgrade my laptop to 4K. my buddy helps me vlog, and he only vlogs in 4K, so I had to like lower the quality just to be able to edit it.
Oh wow!
Because my laptop only does 1080.
Well, I feel like that's fairly common. You have to get like a TV or something these days or some fancy monitor. Are there laptops that have 4K?
I think I have a 4K monitor. I don't know. I just bought a new monitor. I actually don't know. I see that I should really look into the things I buy before I buy them. But Brian,
you're good.
But Brian, we are cutting into the time limit that we set up ahead of beforehand. I do want to end with you kind of just let people know like where they can find you. If you want to put down like your Instagram and then let us know where they can find you for this kind of streaming stuff that you do.
Okay, yeah, thank you. youtube.com/C/BeatboxBrian.
You don't have to do the C. It's just like I know it says that is like the username thing, but I've put without the C and redirects you. It doesn't even matter.
Oh, good. Okay, so delete the C. BeatboxBrian, BeatboxBrian, no spaces, and that's the same on TikTok and YouTube, TikTok. Those are kind of like where I post the most, and then same on Instagram. I don't really post on there too much. But I'm going to be going live on YouTube and TikTok and DJing and doing. You
have a DJ name?
Station stuff.
It's Beatbox Brian.
Yeah, it's still just Beatbox Brian. And probably playing some games too. Some like, Call of Duty or PUBG or something.
You playing that new Call of Duty, the Modern Warfare 2?
Actually, yeah, Brooke, my roommate got it. She's been putting in like 8 hours a day. She's like,
that is not healthy.
No, well, she doesn't normally, but she just barely got it, and she's like Twitch reached out to sponsor some stuff for her, and TikTok as well. Like, there's a lot starting this next month, and so our whole apartment, we're just like getting all the gear and getting all the games and everything, and just getting prepped for it.
I will go in a hole, dude. Like when it comes to video games, I try to refrain because I go into this weird hole of like I just won't leave my room for a month.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same for me. I got it. This is business.
Yeah, I'm working.
Yeah, I can only play while I'm streaming or anyway. Yeah.
Well, my friends are on. One exception.
One exception. Yeah. You know how it is.
Well, this has been great, man. This episode is for the viewers. This episode will be available on Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Podcast, Apple Podcasts, really all the podcast streaming platforms. Also available on YouTube if you do want to see the video version. Thank you so much, Brian, for taking time out of your day. And then, like I say at every episode for all of you, I will catch y'all at the next one.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.